Well, thank you guys for being on the call tonight. I am MaryAnn. I think I know everyone here, so if I don't, nice to meet you. Tonight I'm going to talk about not settling and always pushing. And this is just a really good topic that speaks to my heart in so many ways, because I know for me, I don't push myself as hard as I could. So, you know, this call is for you guys, but it's also for me too, because I need to hear these words. And as you guys are taking notes, I would love for you to even just make a list of things that you could think in your mind of how can I push myself this next year, because or today for this next year, because as you guys know, a lot of times when we start doing stuff like now, we reap what we sow, and sometimes we don't see our hard work show until a couple months after we do that work. You know, the people that we talk to, the people that we're inviting, sometimes it doesn't happen automatically. So just a little bit about my story. You guys probably already know my story, but I'm just going to tell you a little piece of it. My first challenge group was in May of 2012. And I really struggled. You know, I've always worked out ever since I was like 18. And I got into this funk like after I met Patrick, not in a fitness funk. I got into a fitness funk and started eating all the food and all this stuff. And I really longed for being really fit. You know, I was working out every day, but I wasn't getting the results I wanted. And I ended up doing a challenge group, and I got into the best shape of my life. I got super hot, and I ended up getting pregnant. And I had a picture perfect pregnancy. And throughout my pregnancy, I knew that I wanted to be a Beachbody coach. I decided to be a coach, but I wasn't really working a business. And during that time, I really learned personal development. And little did I know that I was going to need personal development to just basically survive. So if there's one thing that you guys could take away, is to never, ever, ever stop doing personal development. I delivered our son Camden, stillborn, at 40 weeks. He was 6 pounds, 8 ounces, and I miss him every single day. I'm so thankful though for him because of who he has made me into today. And I think that a lot of times, you know, you hear those sayings like, let your, you know, struggles give you strength and all that, you know, blah, 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 those little sayings on Pinterest. And it's true. Let your struggles, you know, make you better. After going through this, we had to move across country a couple times, and now we're getting ready to move across country again here in a couple weeks, which is just absolutely crazy. But, you know, I tell you this piece of my story not for you to feel bad for me, but because it is a part of my story. And no matter what your story is, your story matters. And every single person here deserves success and happiness, no matter what you have gone through. So even if you've gone through a funky funk time or a hard time or adversity, you know, you need to know that cannot, you know, stop you from being successful. It just can't. You know, there's a lot of highs and lows. I think we all could agree with that we all probably have been through this year or any different points in our life, but we know that we don't settle physically or emotionally, because that's the stuff that's going to push you through no matter what, is if you decide to always stick with your fitness, always stick with your personal development. So for us as coaches, we have these like basic vital behaviors, right? And a lot of times we don't really like think about it or dig deep into it, but I want to dig deep into these vital behaviors. So as you guys know, invite. That's like the first one. Wonder why that's the first one? Probably because that grows our business. You know, a lot of us do attraction marketing too. And if you do that, that's just as good as inviting, because you're attracting people to you. Being proof that the products work. You know, showing that you are using the products. I mean, duh, you know, like that's an obvious one. Personal development, which I kind of already touched on, that's huge. Personal development is huge, you guys. And then the one that they recently just added is recognition. And I'll talk about recognition a little bit more detail, but that one has been hard for me because I never started out doing that. So that's something that I've kind of struggled with, because sometimes I can get into comparison mode, and I can get into that, like, when I see other people being recognized, I feel like I'm not doing good enough and stuff like that. And you just have to let that go, because you're not going to settle. you're not going to settle because you guys all have high standards. And we're not basic, you know, so don't be basic. We're not basic people. We're not going to settle for mediocrity. No matter what you're doing, if you're working full-time, part-time, whatever you're doing, just know that you are also a coach, or you are being a coach full-time, because that's in your heart. And it's in the pit of your stomach. You know, you said yes to being a coach for a reason. And the question isn't, there's not a question of, am I not going to do this? The question is, I need this because this is going to bring value to my life and other people's lives. So it's going to make you better. It's going to strengthen you. So I don't know if you guys have success partners or not. I call myself an SC slut, a success partner slut. And this is the only time it's okay to be slut. Just kidding. But it's, you know, because I feel like a lot of times we learn from so many different people, and other people support us. And that's why we have this team, you know, we have this team to lean on each other. You know, if I'm feeling weak, Ashley, you know, is strong, and she's like, she really helps push me, you know, and all of us. So I think that it's so important to know that we all are in this together. You know, if you're on this call, you're on this call for a reason, you know. There's times, you know, where we want to make excuses, and I've done it too. I've totally done it too, where it's like, I can make up these things in my head, but really you have to take a step back and know that there was a reason why this opportunity was brought to you. And I know for me, like even in my own business, I mean, I was like rocking it, like out of control last year. And now this year it slowed down a little bit, but it's like, I'm still getting paid every week. You know, I'm still helping people, and it doesn't, I was feeling like, man, I've been settling, and I'm like, I need to not settle. I need to keep pushing. And if you're still here pushing, you're still here pushing. So that counts for something. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get to wherever you want to be, because you're never going to arrive, you guys. I know I've talked about that before. It's something that you have to show up every single day. Here's the thing. It's easy to get stuck in a familiar habit. And I want you to kind of marinate on that for a second, because I think a lot of us do that. We have our no matter what. It's like, hey, post every day. Hey, post in the challenge group. Hey, do this, do that. And it's like, it's a familiar habit, but you need to add some other habits to it. And I'm speaking to myself too, you guys. This is for everybody. You know, I have been able to be a diamond and stay a diamond for like 3 years, but how sad that I was 1 star and I lost it, and I was 1 star again, and then I lost it, and I almost became 2 star. Didn't happen. And it's like, you know, I could have given up so many times. But the thing is that that doesn't define me. My rank doesn't define me. It doesn't define you guys. And the point is that you keep pushing forward, and you keep moving forward. And you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to know that it's okay, if that makes sense. Give me 1 second, you guys. Hi. Okay, so you guys have to be happy with where you're at right now, because if you're not happy with where you're at right now, then how are you going to be happy when you do rank advance? Because remember, you never arrive. You never arrive. Like, there's people that are 15-star diamonds, and they're still like not happy because they're still stressing about somebody putting in a coach cap, you know, cancellation or whatever. So it's just, be happy with where you're at right now, because I promise you, it's gonna make life a lot easier if you're happy where you're at right now. But also to know that you have to keep pushing, and you're not going to settle. I'm happy with where I'm at right now, but I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm not going to settle for mediocrity is really what it is. It's really important that you're always connecting with new people. You guys already know this. You already know this. You are in these groups, if they're groups, or you're like on like pages or on Instagram, or however you attract people. Like, just make sure you're always adding new people, because a lot of times I always forget that I might be adding new people and they don't know my story. And sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you have to know that you have to know that you're not repeating yourself, because you should be adding new people all of the time. That's our goal. And I think it would be really cool. I know a lot of you have done this. I didn't even do this year. I totally should have. Write down today what your Facebook friends are. Write down today what your following is on your Instagram. And let's see what it is in a year from now. And make that the goal. Let's see what it is in a month from now. Like, let's hold each other accountable and be like, hey, like, I want this many followers. Like, I want to, my job is to not settle. And if I'm not going to settle, that means I need to bring more people and awareness to the value that I'm bringing, because you guys are all bringing value, kind of like, it's like, hey, this is our familiar habit, but if we're in our familiar habit with the same people, nothing's going to change. But if you're in that familiar habit and there's some new people in the mix, then things are going to change, because you're bringing awareness to those new people. So what else was I going to tell you guys? So as far as being an Emerald coach, if you're not an Emerald coach yet, get yourself to Emerald. I think that that's really the first step to building your business. A lot of times that could be, a family member, that could be 2 family members. Like, that's huge, you guys. Like, if you can get yourself to Emerald, you can get yourself to Diamond. If you can get yourself to Diamond, you can get yourself to 1 star, 2 star. It's all about teaching other people how to get to Emerald, because that's all it is. It's like, can we all just help 2 people? I think we can. I think we can all help just 2 people. It's like, who doesn't want to get a discount on supplements? It's like, I laugh because one of my very first posts when I was a coach was like a stock image picture of insanity. And I was like, it's a no-brainer. But I still use that window. It's a no-brainer. It's like, hey, it's like, I can find 2 people that like want a discount on fitness stuff, right? So just tell yourself that's like a no-brainer, and teach other people that. It's like, I think we all can do that. And also learning to, as you're building coaches into your business, know that you cannot control anybody. You cannot control anybody. You can only control yourself. And that was a huge lesson for me, because I used to be like a psycho bitch. And I am really sorry if any of my coaches are on this call and I was in that psycho state, but I would be psycho and I would be like, why aren't you active right now? Did you not pay your dues? Do you need $15? Like, I would totally just go psycho, because I was making it all about me, and I was being so selfish because I just wanted to advance so much. And, you can't control other people. You can't get other people to get their shit together, because it's on them. All you can do is what you can do. And I think that goes back to just really honoring yourself, because you can run yourself ragged trying to build other people's businesses, and that's not fair. That's really not fair to you. It's not fair to your family. So just really take a step back and know, I could control me and what I do, and I could teach what I do. But I know that if you're more relaxed and you honor other people, that they're going to honor you back, and it's going to save you. It's going to save you a lot. So just trust and believe that the people that are in your life right now are in your life for a reason, and they're the right people that are supposed to be there. Whatever your rank is what your rank is supposed to be right now for a reason. It might be teaching you something that you might not even know that it's teaching you until, next month or next year, and you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Like for me, the control issues, and I could say that. And I think a lot of times we just have to be vulnerable and be real with ourselves, and just, always try to work on ourselves and say, okay, how can I be a better coach, or how can I be a better challenge member to my challenge members? How can I be better for my people and honor where they're at? Because kind of like when we're telling people to purchase stuff and we're trying to help them meet them where they're at, like whether that is Beachbody on Demand or whether that's just Shakeology or that's a 3-day refresh, we're trying to meet people with their needs and goals. We want to meet our coaches where they're at too. You know what I mean? Because I know that there's a lot of pressure. I get it 100%, but just know that, it speaks volumes, what your character is to other people. And I promise if you are kind to your people, they'll be kind back to you, customers or coaches. So I think that's about it. I was going to share one more thing with you guys. Another thing to talk about how just meeting people where they're at. I think about a few of my coaches, but I think about Tessa. She's one of my coaches, and she borrowed insanity from somebody. And I could have told her, no, I can't be in my group or whatever, but I didn't. I didn't tell her that. And her and I connected because of my adversity and her adversity match. Not that you should be focusing on the sad things in your life, but I think that you need to go back and remember my story is my story for a reason. I'm connecting with the people I'm connecting to for a reason. If somebody wants to be in my challenge group and they didn't purchase something from me, then I will have them do a free Beachbody account, and I will welcome them with open arms, you guys, because it really can change somebody's life. It really, really can. And really, as you guys know, the only thing that's different between you and anybody else is you. You guys already know that. So just be authentically you. Don't try to copy what other people are saying or doing. When you're you, people love that. And it shines through. It shines through. And I have to compliment Sam because I just am seeing her shining through. She's sharing this creativity and sharing these crafts, and she's just being her. And I love that, because then people respond to that, and they want to know who you are. They don't want to just have a carbon copy coach. They don't want that. They want to know who you are, and that kind of weeds out the competition if you're you, because nobody else is you, right? So from 5 years from now, let's just say 5 years from now, what impact are you going to have on the world? I'd hate for you to sit here in 5 years and think, gosh, I didn't make that diamond goal, so I stopped Beachbody coaching, and now this sucks. I would hate for that to happen for any of you. I would hate that. I would hate for you to not believe in yourself. I would hate for you to just settle for basic, because you guys aren't basic. You're not. I love you guys. I don't really have anything else to share, but I do hope that this call somewhat spoke to you, and I would love if you guys wanted to add anything.
I loved everything that you said, of course. It was awesome. And especially, I'm looking at the notes I wrote down, but when you talked about being a success club slut, or not a success club, a success partner slut, the one thing I wrote down was that is why we created the Freedom Union. Because, we all had these little teams going on, but behind the scenes, we were all messaging each other and sharing tips and stuff with each other. And we're why not we all come together and create this union and share everything there. So I know a lot of people wonder why we have these different team groups and Team Dynamo and things like that. But at the time, that was just the vibe. And so that's why we all came together, because one of us was good at one thing, one of us was good at another, and we're our coaches are good at, different things. So let's come together and share. So I just kind of wanted to add that in there because I think that's important. But yes, we could be Freedom Union sluts.
Free, just kidding. I would love to. I mean, there's not I would just love for you guys to just really think about this next year. Think about, what you want to change. It's just a really good time to just kind of set yourself up, how do I want to redefine my business, redefine myself? How do I want to redefine Freedom Union? Adding more people to Freedom Union, for all of us, creating that culture for it. We have it, why wouldn't we share it with other people, right?
MaryAnn, I loved it. There was one part where you said, be happy where you are right now. And I was just oh my gosh, because if you guys think that I'm being really quiet on the team pages, it's because I am doing stuff that I enjoy, and I haven't been this happy in my business in a long time. I took a lot of the pressure off of myself, and like how MaryAnn was saying, when she, you know, she would put a lot of pressure on her coaches to try and get like a rank or something like that. I feel like that was me for the first year and a half of my business. And then now I'm just, you know, I'm just being happy with where I'm at right now. And it feels amazing. And I'm really just focusing on me. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you for helping me have that realization, is just be happy with where you're at right now, because it feels so good. And I love you guys. You guys are my tribe. So I'm sorry if I've been quiet. It doesn't mean I don't love you anymore. So please, like, message me if you ever need anything. But this call makes me want to be on the team page like all the time, live videos. So thank you so much, MaryAnn.
Thank you, guys. Well, I'll let you guys go. We ended a little bit early, but that's okay.
MaryAnn, can I jump in and say something?
Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you for sharing all of that. It's really great for me just to, sometimes I feel like I want to be just a coach again, like brand new coach. I want to be a sponge, and I just want to be just learning as much as possible. I think I can speak for everybody in here that when you lose your fire and when you lose like a little bit of passion, I mean, I'm kind of there right now. I said in one of the groups that I was in, like I'm not even in any coaching groups. Like I'm in a faith group, and I'm like when you said it was something about where to be in 5 years, or like I don't remember what it was. It's like, think of what you want, and like that question to me right now was just like, oh, I feel a little empty. So this was all really great. I really needed it. I really appreciate it.
I want to say one more thing.
Yeah. Hey, we got time.
Unless somebody else wants to say something first, because I would love to hear from one of you guys if you want to add something. Okay. I got on the phone with MaryAnn like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and she asked me that same question, and it just like blew me away. Like I hadn't even really thought about it. She said, "What do you want to change in your business in 2017? What do you want to see happen in your business in 2017?" And I was just like, oh man, I want to see this. I want to do this. And like, it's so fun when you get in that mode of like, I can do this, creativity mode, just like manifesting your future, bringing it forth, whatever you want to put out there to your people, to your following, to your team. It's a really fun process. So really, really think about that. It's a good question.
And if you're having troubles thinking about that and doing that, go listen to Leanne's call from last night, because this is what she did over this entire year, and she lays it all out for you. Like, I need to go back and listen to it because I felt like she was going so fast and I was writing. But that's exactly what she was talking about, is bringing those people that you want into your life, you know, and what do you want? And for me, like, I totally took over. But just like been thinking like rebranding, like who do I want to be talking to and who do I want to be bringing in? And that call that Leanne did can really help you tie that all in for sure. And one more thing before somebody says something else. I think we've decided to not have a call next week since it's going to be Thanksgiving. So I just want to let everybody know that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say a big shout out to Samantha for taking the time and really respecting herself and what she really wants, you know. And if you're not happy with where you are, I always say move. You are not a tree, so freaking move. Don't stay in something if you don't enjoy it, but always remember why you were here and what brought you here, you know. And like, that's really, really important. So thanks, Samantha, for being your creative self.
Yeah, that call that Leanne did was really, really good. And one thing that she said, that because it's an hour long, so you guys might not have the patience to listen to it. I hope you do. But one of the things that she said is to watch what's on your newsfeed, and you know, thinking about calling things to the universe or being around things like positive things. It's like, who are the people you're following? Are they bringing you joy? Who, you know, the groups that you're in, are they bringing you joy? And if they're bringing you joy and they're serving you, do more of that. if it's something that's bringing you down or making you feel negative, it's just like, there's no point. So I think it's really just important what we look at, even, on our screens.
I went and unfollowed all the top coaches I like to follow, and I have been following people who I want to emulate my business from that aren't coaches.
Yes, I love that. Because it's like, why am I attracted to this person?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, really think about, like, why do I feel like I want to follow this person, and I like them, and I like the things that they say. And it's like, it's like, I want to be more like that. I don't want to be the carbon copy coach, the CCC. Well, if anyone else has anything to say, I appreciate you guys so much for letting me speak. I know it was a last minute gig, but I think that the universe has our back, and there was a purpose for it. So
I want to say thank you to everyone who is on the call. It's awesome. I don't know if MaryAnn, if you led that, but thank you for being here.
thank you guys. Love ya.